Hello and welcome. Today I'm sharing some tips on how to make these marvelous gift bows using the new upcoming die from Stampin' Up called Take a Bow. Now this die will go live in my online store on Wednesday, September 4th. So you'll find them under the new mini catalog that goes live that day, and I have it linked to my online store at jeanspaperjewels.com. Now this die comes as a bundle if you'd like. It's a large die that cuts them, half of them out at the same time. Now you can also get this Take a Bow Designer Series paper, double-sided. There's 4 designs, 12 each, so you get 48 sheets in your bundle, but you can save 10% by getting them together. Now the die just fits the 6x6 paper, and I found that you can cut out 2 sheets at the same time. I just run it through twice. So when you do that, you get 6 large strips, 4 of the medium size, and then 2 small. Now you actually only need 1 small one because it is for the center of the bow, so you can leave one of them or save one of them for future use on a card or something. Now I made mine multicolor, and in the end I think I like them one color. So the last bow that I made came out the best, of course. So it does have a little bit of a learning curve. I watched a couple of other videos here on YouTube and came up with what works best for me, and found that I like using our Tombow multi-purpose glue to assemble my bows. I've seen some people use some tape runner, and that would make it faster, but use the adhesive of your choice. You're going to have to experiment with this to see how you like it best. Now I'm just going to do a couple of them for you and then come back with another video. So this is part 1. But what I found is I like to use these just mini clips to hold the strips together while the glue dries. Now decide which part that you want on the outside or the inside, because you can see both sides of the bow when they're made. So decide which you want on the outside. That will be the dominating side. So I think I want my stripes to show more dominantly. So I am going to put the glue on the part that I want to show. So all I did was put a little bit of glue at the end. Take your strip, fold it back behind, and then over the top to form your little part. And I found that if you line it up tip to tip like this, it lines up beautifully. And then I just took one of my clips and clipped it. Then set it aside for a little bit to dry. Now you do that for all 6 pieces. I'll do another one to show you. I just put the glue on the end. The glue gave me a little bit of wiggle room, so that's why I liked it. Fold it up behind you and then place the wrong side to the right side. And I lined up that little point, and it makes them all the same size. Now, the more you make them, the easier they get, and they go together fairly quickly. Okay, so there's those two. Now, the medium size one, you only have 4. So you do the same thing. If you want the same side to show, continue doing it the way you are. Fold it behind and then over, lining up the tips, and then use these mini clothespins. I've had mine for years. I think I got them at the Dollar Tree years ago on about Valentine's Day. But you can see how they come together beautifully. Okay, put a little bit of glue on there. Fold it up behind and then over. Now, I am left-handed, so you might find an easier way to do this. Usually, we lefties do it the opposite way of those of you that are right-handed do. So you just have to experiment with it to see what works best for you. Now, for the last, for the middle strip, that is the inner part of the bow, I used my bone folder and gave it a little bit of a curl. That way it goes around easier. Now initially I was covering the whole thing like this, but found that the inner part of my bows were getting lost. So here's the first one I made, and it's a little bit wonky, but it'll look pretty on a package. But you see how that is flat down in there, down in the middle. I found that if you leave the loop a little bit larger, that it sticks above the bow and looks prettier. So you can see the difference between this one. This is the last one that I made. You see how it sticks up higher? That's because I made this a little bit longer by just attaching the 2 tabs together and not covering the whole thing. So, as I said, you know, you just have to experiment with it to see what works best for you. Doesn't take very much glue. The first one I made, I had glue everywhere, but, and it's good to have a wet paper towel or baby wipe close by. And then you just let them dry. After you've done all 6 and all 4, you start putting them together. I'm going to put these 2 together for you. The glue dries fairly quickly, so you can unclip it. And I put glue on the inside, and you can see where to line up the bows because it makes a figure 8 with, just like you would make a figure 8 lining up one side and the other. So they go together pretty nicely, and that's how the outside looks. Okay, and then you clip it and let it dry. Now I'll do the smaller ones. Unclip it, put a little bit of glue on the inside. That worked best for me. I also saw a video using dimensionals in between some of the layers that looked like it might work well also. So just put your two pieces together to form a figure 8. You can wiggle it around until it looks good, and then clip it and let it dry. Now I will be back in the second video to show you how to put all the layers together. Thanks for watching. Bye.